it was personally, that moment was so ecstatic. One of my learners who was watching it online, he said to me, "Ma'am, you danced to the stage." And it literally felt like, wow, is this really happening to me? But professionally, it also helped to make a platform in which I can really talk about what I'm fascinated about and what my passion is. For example, to spread environmental awareness and about climate change and how we can each make a difference. So it has opened doors to address at various meetings and conferences, and also to bring that then back to my colleagues and learners at school.
Amazing. And I do know that as a teacher, you wear many caps. So you are a mother to your students, you are a therapist, a caretaker, etc. What motivates you?
When you walk in the morning, yes, you are prepared for your academic lessons. But there's always something that's going to happen that day. You see a child walking in and you can just see, yo, this child is tired, is stressed. And you just know you have to give that extra word of caring. Or you see a child walking in and you can see this child is on top of the world. And sometimes I'll joke with my learners and say, "Well, you've got lots of energy today, give me some of your energy." And the way you actually just share that emotion, that is what it's about, that contact with your learners. So that motivates me, drives me to want to also give back to them. And yes, one often has to fill the pastoral role as well, because you build that relationship of trust with your learners. Often you are the person that, yes, they'll talk to their parents, or we hope they'll talk to their parents, but when they're not able to, then often, because we have a lot of contact with them, they'll come and talk to their teacher about something. And especially just after COVID, when they started to return back, the learners were so anxious. And I had an experience of, I left sticky tags on their desks as they walked in. I said to them, "On there, please write me the first 3 words that come to mind. What is going on in your mind?" And they were so nervous and anxious, and the most positive I could get on those sticky tags was happy-ish. And some of them literally took that sticky tag and they wrote small writings, the front and the back. And then I made a time afterwards to go and talk to each one of them and talk to them about what is happening in their lives. And just that personal connection, it's important, because that also, when they feel comfortable with you, they also feel comfortable then to grow academically. But it's not just about academics, it's also about the whole person. That drives me.
I mean, you wouldn't be Best Teacher of the Year if you haven't transformed the lives of people. And I do know that you're at Protea Heights Academy. What transformation have you seen, and how do you transform your students?
In 2019, when we heard that they were busy looking for another pilot school to start the program in 2020, it was very fortunate when we were announced to be one of the pilot schools for the subject, and we one of the now the 5 pilot schools, which the matrics will be the first to write the NSC exam this year. And so bringing in a new subject to the school, bringing all the logistics required for the school, motivating forward, getting the parents involved, also getting learners from other schools. So not only was the opportunity there for Protea Heights Academy learners, but also for learners from other schools. And I also have connections with the Antarctic Legacy of South Africa and with UNESCO. They have a program called Sea Beyond that is focused on, the first year was more about plastic pollution, and the second year was about the Ocean Decade Challenges of 2030. And it's schools from around the world that participated, and we were, last year we were the only school in the Southern Hemisphere that participated. This year there were more schools in the Southern Hemisphere, but we were still part of the few schools globally that participated in an international. Now, getting learners excited about an international program. I had one of my learners on a Zoom meeting where he had to represent South Africa, and how do we in South Africa see the ocean? And along with learners from other countries saying how do they feel about the ocean. And my other learners could actually listen in. So it gives them a broader, it really broadens their horizons to be in connection with learners from other schools, as well as I often get scientists in because I still have a lot of research contacts. So I get those contacts to come and speak to them, or to job shadow opportunities.
Yeah.
3 of my learners recently had an opportunity to do job shadowing at universities and research facilities.
Yeah.
So that allows them first-hand experiences.
I love how it trains them for the big world. I do know that there's challenges as well. So what are some of the challenges that you have encountered?
Well, we, in 2020 especially, with COVID, as we all know, had challenges, and we had to take from what we do in the classroom to doing it online.
Yeah.
So very soon I had to learn. I was used to Skype, but then we went for Zoom, and we can do the PowerPoints and all, but not just having the learners attend, because it's one thing to have a name on the side and another one to actually make sure that they're involved.
Yeah.
Getting them electronic activities to do that you can actually see that they're engaging with the work. And coming back, also then revising again the work, making sure that they understand it. And in class, yes, we know that learners learn visual. So for many of them, just to get a textbook in front of them, it's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
So we know that the generation of TikTok and all of these social media.
Yeah.
So teach the learners how to still enjoy TikTok and all of what's available for them, but critically think about, what am I seeing? Is what I'm actually seeing, is this real? Or, how does this correspond with what I've learned in class?
Yeah.
Because that will make them also the adults one day that are able to make decisions and able to critically read a newspaper article and decide, okay, this is what I read. How true is this? Or what I read on Facebook. Okay, what's going on here? So I want my learners to be problem solvers and to be able to really critically think about the world around them.
For more stories like these, go to www.social-tv.co.za, subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on our social mediums.